Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a new episode of the Cathedral of Velvet podcast. I'm your host, as always, Parajusho, and I think now I'm correcting myself from the last time. I believe now is the 50th episode, right? Let me just check my mind. Yes, this is the 50th episode. Let's go. I mean, technically, I should be selling the 52nd episode, because technically that would be like a full year kind of of episodes. But screw it, 50. So yeah, this is the Cathedral of Velvet podcast, where we talk about, Shin Tensei news, Persona news, topics, all that stuff, and maybe some adjacent topics related to that. I'm your host, as always, Parajusho, and today is a very special episode because we are going to be doing a spoiler cast of Metaphor ReFantazio. So how this is gonna be split up. I actually recorded that spoiler cast, and I recorded that with David Cast JRPG. It's gonna be placed after the news segment, because I was trying to have a recording session, live at the same time, but unfortunately things got met. There were some things that came up, so we had to record a bit earlier than expected. But I want to thank David for coming up on the podcast. And so this episode we're going to be doing spoiler cast of Metaphor. That's going to be a little bit later on. So, of course, how things work here on the podcast. Talk about, what's been going on the past 2 weeks or so. And then we go into the news after that. And then right after that, we're going to go into the spoiler section of Metaphor. So guys, please stay tuned for that. And yeah, thank you guys for your support for, all this time. So let's talk about what's been going on recently. So, one major thing that's happened is I've celebrated my 14 years of content creation up on the main channel. So that was really awesome. Keep on saying this, but thank you guys for supporting the main channel if you guys have been doing so. 14 years of making videos, all that stuff. It's been a while. It's been a long time, almost literally half my life making videos of gaming, all that stuff. So yeah, almost 4,000 videos made, and I'm still going. Am I gonna stop? I don't know. But, I'm just gonna keep on going until I can't really go no more. Right? And, I posted on Twitter, just, I made a video on my channel and also posted on Twitter, but, did send my thanks to, a bunch of people, like, HMK for being on the channel, David again, then, a bunch of people I met, over the past year. It's been a wild time, and I kind of celebrated myself, like, on that day, just like, I'm just gonna go out, just buy myself some fried chicken. like because why not? I did 14 years of this thing. Let me spoil myself a little bit, and I did. But yeah, 14 years of on this platform is a wild time. I've seen a whole bunch of people leave, a whole bunch of careers join, and explode, all that stuff. The platform has really changed a lot, since 2011, and now 2015, 2025. It's the same, but almost unrecognizable at the same time. It's just like the how videos are made, how the type of videos that are being made are different compared to 14 years ago, and you know, the length of time, the video quality, um, you know, controversies weren't as much back then compared to now. But yeah, I don't want to go on too much of that, but like, yeah, it's 2025. Hopefully it's going to be a good year, and hopefully for the 15th anniversary we can do something special. Hopefully I'm able to do the things I have planned to do. If not, oh well, I just hope I can do it. And also, what's been going on? I updated my webcam. If you guys see on my channel, like I kind of do, dual webcam setup when I do like my unboxings. So like my old Logitech webcam, I finally got rid of that. It's been like 10 years since I've had that webcam, and man, like it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. It just can't focus on anything that's like right in front of it. So just like, and I've been completely like, oh, I need to upgrade this, but hey, finally did it. So I did a little YouTube short time, but like replace the Logitech with the old face cam, and then I got the new face cam Mark II as the main camera for reaction and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm still gotta do some more tinkering on the face cam, just to see, what's the best setting for it and all that. So yeah, I gotta work on that. Oh, like well, right before I started recording today, like it's actually like almost midnight, but like I decided to make myself some like teriyaki chicken. Tastes pretty good, pretty good. I wish I kind of added more spices to that, and like I had this like injector gun I could put the marinade into, but I kind of forgot to do so. So yeah, I kind of wish I have done that, but it's still pretty good. And what else? Oh, got the whole Yu-Gi-Oh early days collection. And the first game I played on that was Reshift of Destruction, and I heard that I saw that you can do like a cheese where you can do max card quantity and max duelist level and dual deck capacity. Of just like, I'm putting all that on because, like, if you guys don't know, Reshift of Destruction is literally like one of the hardest Yu-Gi-Oh games to ever play. And like, because I believe like people said that what was it, like the Sacred Cards, the game that came before that, was a bit easy, so it's just like, okay, we'll make it hard. Just like, and like like back when I got it, I was like in elementary school, and it took me years to beat that game because it's just like I have no idea what I'm doing, because I didn't realize, oh, you have to grind so many times to get your duelist level up, to get your deck capacity up, so, and your currency up, so you can get cards, so you can add them to your deck, so you can actually face off against the duels who actually use like normal level cards. So like normal level cards like Celtic Guardian or Gazelle, monsters that would, at least in modern day, would be like fairly weak, but like back in like early Yu-Gi-Oh, like having like a 1700 1500 attack monster, it would be great. It is a great monster, but like getting that in your deck would be impossible without like hours of grinding. But like, hey, let me just use this built-in cheat to get all that, and I'm good to go. And like, I'm not sure how long it took me, but like, if I could have been in a day if I didn't have to work and all that stuff, because like having basically being on a level playing field, it just feels so much better. It is essentially that, because I didn't choose like all the OP cards. Like, it's literally just like, give me the monsters, like, okay, 17, like anywhere between like 15 to like 1900 attacks, and like basic trap cards that's like, oh hey, monsters with 1500 or less will be destroyed. And then like I gradually like update the deck like with minor changes, so like from the trap that is like 1500 went to 3000, and that was essentially it. And I didn't use like the drifting gods until like the very end, so it's just like it was a fairly easy game once once you get it all balanced by having, you know, like an unlimited deck capacity, or max deck capacity, and all the cards available. And currently I'm trying to do, I believe it's the I think it's the well, one of the early let me just save here and quick just see what the Eternal Duels. I'm trying the Eternal Duelist because I never played those. I basically never played any of the other games that were on like the Game Boy systems, except for like Dungeon Dice Monsters and Rechef. Besides those, I never played any of them. So I'm starting off with the Eternal Duelist Soul, and then like kind of work my way through the GBA games before I go into the Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. It's just like I want to try something a little bit more modern before I go back to the chaotic area of you know, standardized dueling. But you know, the Eternal Duelist Soul, it's alright, it's pretty good. Oh, and the card list is, you know, pretty alright. Just think the campaign, like, at least so far, like, there's only like 5 duelists to duel against. I'm not sure what else is there with this game, but I'm guessing it's gonna unlock as I continue on. But yeah, I mean, so far it's pretty good. And besides that, update about Metaphor on the main channel. It is going to be done by episode 84. I knew, like, in like the update video, I said like it's gonna be done like before episode 85. It's like it's done by 84. So by episode 84 we will be done with Metaphor, and hopefully I can work on Danganronpa 2. Just gotta get everything set up, and I know I have some previous recordings of Danganronpa 2 that I can edit, and then I can act like, oh, I had all these episodes prepared, all this side of her move. No, not really, but hopefully I'm able to you know, get things ready soon. Not sure when I'm gonna be uploading them, but hope maybe like, you know, a week or two after after Metaphor is over, just have, you know, a little break on the channel so don't have to go immediately back into it. So yeah. But yeah, I think that does it for the you know, what's been going on, you know, IRL stuff. So let us get into the news. So this portion of the podcast is sponsored by you, the patrons on patreon.com/cavepodcast. With as low as $3 a month, you can support me and the podcast with benefits such as exclusive posts, early access to the podcast, no in-video ads, your name scrolling in the video, and much more. So please consider supporting your boy over at patreon.com/cavepodcast. And now back to the show. Just switch right on over here. Now, of course, where we're checking, we got some news from Persona Central, but there is an article that we will talk about that's on a different site. So obviously, all the articles that we're gonna be checking out will be linked down in the description below, so you guys can you know, check out for yourself. Links will be in the video and audio podcast, so please make sure you guys check them out. You know, Persona Central, they're on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and also check out their you know, actual site themselves. Support them however way you can. So let us get to the first article of the video. So, I Am 8-Bit announces Persona 3 Reload episode I Guess Vinyl soundtrack releasing in Q3 2025. So I Am 8-Bit have announced the release of a vinyl for Persona 3 Reload episode I Guess the Answer. The TOP vinyl will ship Q3 2025 and retail for $42.99. I Am 8-Bit previously released the Persona 3 Reload soundtrack on vinyl in 2024. This has been restocked alongside episode I Guess announcements. Alright, so there we go. You guys can see, the little eye is, falling down a little bit. Yep. Arc's pretty good. So, a little detail about what's going on here. So, Persona 3 Reload episode I Guess the Answer. Like its forefather Persona 3 FES, placed a coda on the base game's narrative while remixing and reimagining its core mechanics. Persona 3 Deuteragonist, I feel like I'm saying that wrong. I Guess takes the center stage and brings with her a fresh perspective on the game's compelling combat, world, and aesthetics. And of course, there we go. And of course, in true Persona fashion, the soundtrack for episode I Guess features both remixes from Persona 3 and brand new classics from the legendary Alice sound team alike. Make no mistakes, this soundtrack is an important part of the overall Persona canon, and we at I Am 8-Bit knew it demanded the full vinyl treatment. Okay, so the LP is packed with bangers after bangers from the DLC. You press on 2 dual color split discs, one light yellow and clear, and the other red and black. To celebrate the relationship to at the core of episode I Guess, we dubbed this colorway I Guess and Metis Final. Plus, we tapped the Persona series stalwart Drew Weiss to craft the gorgeous cover art designed to, what else, remix and reimagine the cover for our Persona 3 vinyl. Don't miss your chance to take this one home. Now, I know I said this in previous polls about, the covers and all that stuff, but, I don't see what work he's done on this. Just looks like previous Alice work, but just a filter over it. If you know that like what does Drew do for this? What did he add, or what changes did he make to this? Because it to me, it just looks like it's a previous Alice work that just put on there. So if you guys can correct me in the comments, please feel free to do so. Love to be corrected about this, but just to me, it just seems like it's just a simple work to do. But anyway, we got the soundtrack, the track list. So Disconnected, Brand New Days, The Beginning, Opening Act, 331, Blind Alley, The Best of Time, Don't, Mass Destruction, P3 Fez Reload, Snow Queen's Theme Reload, My Theme Reload, Desert Doors, Glimpse of the Past, Heartfelt Cry, Persona Reload, Time Castle Reload, Seal, Darkness, Brand New Days Reload, Disconnected, Opening Movie Versions, Memories of You, Living with a Determination Arrangement, and P3 FES Reload as a bonus track. So yeah, if you guys want to get yourself a vinyl, going for $43 plus tax, that's not too bad. For how many? We got 5, 9, 15, 16 tracks. Not too bad. So yeah, I still haven't gone through episode I Guess yet. Hopefully I'm able to do that maybe this year if nothing big comes out and I'm able to finish things up properly. But yeah, it seems it's pretty nice soundtrack. I'm surprised I haven't been spoiled by what's in episode I Guess. So hey, I mean besides the soundtrack, but yeah, let's go to the next article. Persona 5 Phantom X Mio Natsukawa character trailer. So, Perfect World Games has revealed a new idol thief to feature in P5X, Mio Natsukawa will be adding the 3.4.2 to be released in February, which is out right now. So why don't we check out her character trailer and see what she is about. Aww. Ooh.
还有人被困在里面。火势太大了，这样根本没法靠近。消防队还需要一些时间才能到，这该怎么办呀？大家不要靠近，我会去救人。太乱来了，这很危险。别担心，我是消防员。抱歉，可能要麻烦你在外面支援一下。他真要这么做吗？就算是消防员也……那个人是叫夏川吧？
Like how courageous she is.
说过，他小时候就是因为火灾而失去了家人。你不要紧吧？用这个捂住口鼻。
Ooh. Wonder how she's gonna get out of there.
出来了！是刚才那位消防员。从这里跳下去，没问题的。
When did they get an air balloon down there?
撑不住了，马上就要塌了。等一下，可能还有人留在里面。那个消防员疯了吗？这样下去会死的。
That's actually really dangerous. Just like busting through the doors, just like that could cause an explosion. Ooh.
我以前提到过吧。
Just like the massive air just going through there.
我的大脑都一片空白，只想着救出里面的人。刚开始，我觉得这是因为
Oh, I was thinking like, oh wait,
经历在火灾中失去家人的悲伤。
oh no, it okay.
但其实不止如此。
Wait.
现在，我终于明白了，一直以来，自己真正的愿望是。
Okay, so she was in a fire in a house fire before, but it was just like, you know,
回来了。
wait, what? Yeah, so she was in a house fire before, and you know, this just bring back memories of her lost family. It was a dream? Or it's actually happening and she's talking about the news right now.
又做了这样的梦吗？
Oh, who's in the picture? Who's in the picture? Oh, hello. Okay. Not gonna lie, I didn't feel like it was 4 minutes. I thought it was gonna be like, you know, it's gonna stop somewhere in the middle, and then the other half is gonna talk about, you know, gameplay stuff. But hey, that's, you know, pretty awesome, you know, character trailer. Kind of wish we saw, you know, a little bit more of her persona, her Fan of Thief side. But okay. Okay, so her code name is Matoy, with the Persona 2 being Mineth. Chinese voice actor is Louis Jue, and Japanese voice actor Shion Wakayama. And not gonna lie, I was getting a little bit of a Naruto vibe from her, just a tad bit. Just like, her whole kind of like a her whole setup feels like she's Naruto. Like her face, the hair, her like the clothing, just like an older Naruto, right? But like no, it's not it's not. I was gonna say Matoi. Not Naruto, but very similar. And oh, that is an interesting persona. Okay, so it looks like a mix of like a mermaid, but mixed like the tail is of like a brush. Okay, this is, and like, got like some samurai armor there. Like, this is a really interesting design. I like that. It looks really cool. And those are masks. Oh, one's crying in one eye. Maybe on the other mask, it's on the other eye. Okay. That's a really cool, design for both of them. And like her looks like she's like some kind of staff or a two-pronged weapon, something like that. But she uses water, so I mean, kind of fits with her, like, fire house fire origins, I guess. Because we don't understand, what's going on in the trailer, because there's no, subs for it. At least I haven't seen the subs. Just like, having water to go against the fire makes sense. But she's not, but there's no water, an actual water type. There's ice, but no water. Just want to see, like, wait, I think it should actually, yeah, she actually is ice. So, I mean, hey, maybe in the future, there's gonna be an official water, element, just to add to, the more, add more, variety to the games, But, oh, she's technical, so I'm guessing, like, I think there was a technical kind of thing in P5, right? Like, and obviously, there was weak critical, but was there a technical? I feel like there was. Like, was it for like hitting an enemy while they have a status ailment on? I think that's what it was. Yeah, you hit an enemy while they have a status ailment and you get a technical on it. I might be wrong in that. Please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But yeah, Matoi looks really awesome, and whenever we get to see that English release, that'd be really awesome. But yeah, a really awesome character trailer. Kind of tugs at your heartstrings, because of her, little backstory that we don't really understand, but we can kind of guess from the visuals. But she's a really caring person who doesn't want people to die. Obviously, nobody wants that. But yeah, really awesome character trailer. So let's go to the next article. So, Cat Day popularity contest. So there was a previous article talking about, oh hey, a Cat Day popularity contest is happening. We're just going to go to the results because it was announced and then finished off, I think, just like in a couple of days. Just like, So let's just go right into it. So Alice has announced the result of a Cat Day popularity poll to find the most popular cat in an Alice game. So first place is Morgana from Persona 5, because I kind of feel like that is like literally the most, modern game and the one that has most recency and most plot relevance. So the next up we got Goto Doji from Devil Summoner Raida Kuzunoa. Then we got Lucky Cat from P2. Grey Lynx from Etching Odyssey. Fluffy from 13 Sentinels. Neko. Oh yeah. I remember Fluffy. Fluffy is an interesting kind of character. I will say that. Then we got Neko Shogun, Nekomata, Schrodinger from Digital Devil Saga, Helios from Eternal Punishment, Plateau from Metaphor, Socrates from Odin Sphere, Kate Sith, Osei, Lieutenant General Zula from Eternal Punishment Portable, which I've. Okay, I'm guessing Eternal Punishment Portable is the PSP version of Eternal Punishment. So I'm guessing, from the added content in that version. Then we got Byakko and Byakko slash Baihu, Flores, and Senri. So not many, character cats, but bunch we do see a bunch of the demons from the SMT Persona series. So I mean they count still. Well, whether it be they're cats or cat people or whatever it is. Hey, we're gone there. Cool. But who's your favorite cats? Let me know in the comments. Just want to see what people said here in the comments here. Cat surprise Pikachu. I was kind of hoping Plateau would win due to Metaphor's release. I mean, not gonna lie. Actually, Plateau even being the top 10 is kind of a surprise, just because Plateau doesn't really even do anything, at all in the game. I mean, at least, majority of the other characters here at least do something. Because, Senshi, Flores, Baihu, are persona / demons they can get in the games they can use to attack. So there's that. And depending on the game, you can talk to them, so you get some character out of that. Osei, Kate Sith, Nekomata, Neko Shogun. Again, similar things. Haven't played Etrian Odyssey, so I don't know who the Great Sphinx is. So yeah. And Alice, where's the Devil Summoner Rider Kuzuno HD remasters? Are we waiting until Summer Games Fest for that? But it's alright. It's alright. So let's go to the next article. So Metaphor ReFantazio talks to feature at GDC on March 20th. So Alice has announced that the 2 talks by Metaphor ReFantazio development staff will be featured at Gamescom. Game Development's Conference 2025 to be held between March 17th and March 21st, 2025 in San Diego. The talks will not be live streamed, however, video archives will be released at a later date. But, I mean, at least, there's gonna be something from that to being released. So talks developing Metaphor ReFantazio and the potential of RPG command battle systems. So presented by Kenichi Goto, the lead battle planner, and that location 9:30 to 10:30. So how has the genre of command battle RPGs, often ridiculed as old-fashioned, been updated into the latest titles? This presentation will cover the twists and turns, decisions made to realize the director's vision into the optimal game system, and the methods of test play conducted to gather data for balance adjustments more reliably and cost efficiently using the latest work, Metaphor ReFantazio, as an example. Alright, so I think, one thing is going to be okay, so you're not actually going to you're not going up and down on a menu, but using the face buttons as the menu selection. So obviously, if you haven't played a recent Alice game, Persona 3 Reload, Persona 5, Metaphor, each of the face buttons, triangle, square, X, circle, it can be, using Metaphor, for example. Triangle is the No, X is your synthesis attacks. Square is your basic physical attack. Triangle is your spells, and then circle is your guard. So you don't have to go into a special menu, but when you go into like the the spells or your synthesis, then you have to like scroll up and down on the menu for that. But at least you can at least start going into those menus without having to go up and down. So it's just like instant press of the button for that. And same goes with like the other stuff like the shoulder buttons is gonna be going to your tactics or going to like a guard like that. So they really like try to like streamline it compared to like past other games where okay you gotta scroll up and down like okay you gotta press guard for that, where you might accidentally mispress on something. Now to be fair, you can mispress with on the same Alice stuff, just like oh you're just going so fast because you're so used to the systems, just like oh no I misclicked. Because there has been sometimes it has happened to me when I just I want to go back to a previous menu, but like I was hitting the menu button so fast it actually went to doing another action. So like oh I'm in the triangle spell selecting, like no I don't want to do that. Rapidly hit circle and then just turns into a guard, like dang it I messed up. So like that. But they got let's continue on from here. So the takeaways: attendees wonder how Alice's deep experience with command RPGs contributed to the development of Metaphor ReFantazio's combat systems. So attending audience: RPG developers, battle system planners, level designers. From Persona to Metaphor ReFantazio, creating a visual identity for a new series. So the presenter is Koji Issei, the lead interface designer. And this session will introduce the processes of realizing the UI style of Metaphor ReFantazio. Lead interface designer Koji Issei will explain his approach to the art style, convey the importance of UI design to gameplay, explore some of the problems encountered during development, and explain how the team tried to differentiate Metaphor from Persona. And attendees will learn the methods users use to define the UI art style in Metaphor with concrete examples. They will also understand the design of UI presentations that contribute to the play experience through examples of trial and error. And attending audience, individuals responsible for the art direction of a project, UI designers, and designers with limited game development experience. So yeah, I do hope other game devs take from Alice's UI design, because like most of the games I play don't like outside of Sega Alice doesn't really do this stuff, because Tales, Final Fantasy, just like it's still very basic, just like it's very static, not much going on. But then when we look at Alice, like the background of the text is moving slightly, all the characters just moving within the menu too, like it looks so cool. Like it's a very it's very eye pleasing. It really catches your attention with with what Alice do with the UI. And that might cause oh man, this game takes so long because they would design the UI and make it look so really cool, really flashy. But I mean, hey, like it looks really awesome, and like I really do enjoy like the UI when they put into Persona 5, 3 Reload, and Metaphor, just really good. But like when it came to like Soul Hackers, it was like this is really boring. But no, obviously they can't do it for every every game they make, because it was just gonna take way too long to design and make all these very unique UIs. But once you have hang of it, especially for like a series, then it can become, a little bit easier. But when it has to be like unique per game, then it has to be, is going to take a bit. When you look at 5 and then Reload and then Metaphor, they're all unique. They're a bit similar, but all unique within themselves. But like 3 and 5, they're very similar with how it goes. But the layout and the style is different. So yeah, it's really cool. People or get to learn about how they do the UI design, the presentation, and all that stuff, and kind of hope some West devs can learn from this. Not just kind of make it just like text on screen and it just goes up and down. But yeah, if they do release the talks about all the developments, I definitely want to take a look at that whenever they do release it. So let's go to taking out the second to last article on Persona Central before we get to the other article. So, SMT5 Vengeance wireless earphones. This was really unexpected to be announced out of everything related to Vengeance. So, consumer electronics company Onkyo has announced that they will be releasing the SMT5 Vengeance themed wireless earphones. The earphones will feature the voice Aogami, voiced by Toshiyuki Morikawa, and a design inspired by the game. Pre-orders are open from February 25th up to April 3rd. Now, just like it's not that much. It's cool that they have Aogami. Basically gonna be like, I'm guessing like if you have like Raycons, you hear like powered on, connected, like that's most likely gonna be Aogami talking, doing that voice. But like, this is really unexpected. And like, why? I'm just confused as why. And just like, we're not talking about Vengeance anymore. We're on we're on Metaphor now. It could have been the protagonist of Metaphor, or maybe even like have Louise being the voice. But I'm guessing this was in development for a while, having R&D, approvals, rejections, all that stuff. So that's probably why it's only releasing now. Almost like releasing almost a year after Vengeance releases. So, all right. So, the price is going for 20,000 yen. Ooh, that's a lot for earphones. And releasing June 2025. A wireless charger will also be released, costing 4,400 yen. I mean, okay, it's based off of the Nahubiho. Okay, pretty cool. But yeah, if you guys want Vengeance themed earphones and wireless charger, there you go. This was just something out of left field, but hey, cool. If you want it, go get it. So now we're gonna go to the last article on Persona Central. Persona 5 Arsene Pop-Up Parade figures is now up for pre-order. So Good Smile has opened the pre-orders for the upcoming figure of Arsene from Royal from their Pop-Up Parade SP series. Orders are open until March 26, 2025, with the figure scheduled to release in September 2025. So Pop-Up Parade SP is a branch of Pop-Up Parade figures with unique characteristics. In this case, this figure, those characters are the size and level of details. Alright, so I mean, like, Arsene looks really awesome. This one, can't really see it fully, but yeah, it just looks really awesome. And I think I might get my hands on it. Like, this just looks so wide. Like, it looks amazing. The attention to details, and like just looking at from the picture of it, like the quality of Arsene looks absolutely amazing. Like, and like just basing it off of the popular figure of Joker, like it looks like it's just like twice as long as him. And the fact that he needs 3 posts, like 2 for the wings and then 1 for himself, it is he's a tall figure. Can we look at it from the back just to see, like, where it plugs in or something? Or is it like a separate piece? Like, I'm guessing like when you get it, like the wings are separate pieces from the back of Arsene, and then you plug in the posts to the wings so they can support, and then I how do I ignore this? So yeah, goes like right underneath the back of Arsene, but don't see if the wings plug into there as well. Because I feel like for like shipping purposes and all that, like it would be better to like have it detached from the back of Arsene. Then we can plug it in ourselves, and then obviously put the other posts in there. And I do wonder if it's gonna have like if it will have the clear base or if it will be colored, because like at least recently or like well it's really up in the air with Papa Parade, because it's either gonna be a hexagonal base or it's gonna be a round base, and not sure if it's gonna be a colored base or it's just gonna be black, because they've been going kind of cheap with the bases, just like making it a black, or at least from what I've been getting, just like it's a basic base, and like it's not transparent, kind of see through. I think it's translucent, right? Okay, because you can still see through it, but it's not perfectly clear and it's colored. So so yeah, I'm guessing it's gonna be colored. I hope so. I really do, because it would just look good like that. And I know it won't definitely go into like my persona like figure cubby. It's gonna go into like the one that's like next to my bed, with the open space there. But yeah, it just looks cool. I really want to get my hands on it. Hopefully it won't be that expensive when it launches here. But yeah, I hope it's not that expensive. It just looks so cool. Alright, so that's it for all the articles on Persona Central. Now we're going to a different site, called Twisted Voxels. Never been here before, but we're covering something that's been rumored a lot recently, and I even covered a video about it. But here we have the Persona 4 vocalist has been recording songs for an unannounced title, possibly the rumored remake of Persona 4. Now, like I said, I didn't make a video talking about should Persona 4 get a remake. Now, I am on the side that it doesn't need one. It doesn't need a remake. But if it happens, will I get it? Most likely, yes. But I'm just like, with Persona 4 is just a whole controversy and debate on what with the content within the game and how it would happen, and like the whole debate about like the content within 4 and how some certain characters are dealt with. That is just my big issue on it, and whether and how it will be localized and like, well, both how it will be done in the original Japanese and how it will be localized. Just that's gonna be something that like I do not want to deal with in my life. Just like and like and I'm saying like, hey, Persona 4 Golden, it is still a perfectly playable game, and it's still widely available on every platform right now. It is on PC, it is on PS4, PS5 via backwards compatibility, Xbox, Nintendo Switch. It's on everything. And just like, it doesn't really need a remake. The gameplay it works great, works perfectly. Is there some improvements that could be done with it? Yes, but it is still a fine game to just go on and play. Like, I would play it right now, but if I wanted to, just I have just too many games, and and I replayed it a whole bunch of times. I'm like, I'm good on it. But like, I wouldn't have a problem just playing the game like how it is right now. But like, let's go to the article and see what's being talked about, right? So, Persona 4 vocalist Shioko Hirata has been recording songs for an unannounced title, possibly the previous rumored Persona 4 remake. Hirata took to Instagram to share that she has been recording the theme song for a new game, and there is reasons to believe that it may well be the previous rumored Persona 4 remake. For starters, her post shows a photo of Studio 2 from MIT Studio in Tokyo, which happens to be the same studio seen in Persona 5 Strikers behind scenes recording making a video. It is also where most Persona soundtracks of the past decade has been recorded, indicating the unannounced title is likely a Persona game. So let's see here. She said, recording for a new game today. The piece is pretty tough, so I'm a bit nervous about getting it right, but I'll do my best. Recording the theme song for a new game today. It feels like, hey, it's time to make history. It was just like, oh boy. And also, if they like doing this remake, are they gonna be doing a faithful remake like they did with the Reload, or are they gonna take a chance just like, hey, we're just gonna change everything up and still call it Persona 4? So continuing on down here. Additionally, Hirata gave a like to all those commenting under her post that referenced Persona 4, suggesting that the track she recorded may have something to do with the game. In her post, she mentions that the piece she was recording is pretty tough to perform. As a result, she was a little nervous about getting it right, but she remained positive about it, saying she'd do her best. Previously, a former leaker of Persona and of Persona Sega-related projects has claimed that both the Persona 2 and Persona 4 remake, I'm guessing, are set to, or that both Persona 2 and Persona 4 are set to receive a remake treatment from Alice. Reset Era member had on the blog, formerly known as Insider I'm a Hero 2, had further clarified that the Persona 2 project is a remaster, while Persona 4 title is a remake. So yeah, I mean, at least that they're bringing back Hirata to sing. I mean, if it even is a remake, but if it is, hey, glad to have her back. She's an awesome vocalist for the Persona 4 games. I absolutely love like any like. I really need to make sure that I have the Persona 4 soundtrack on my Spotify playlist, because like it was just really good, especially having some the songs with lyrics and all that. It's really good. So having Hirata back is cool. I'm just worried how the game will be. Like, I know with Alice, in terms of like gameplay, it's just really good. I'm just worried about the story and any changes that might be done with the game to tone it down or to change it for modern sensibilities. Just like it might it might be, like controversial to do that. So I don't know, but we're just gonna have to see. Like, I don't know with with game development where having the songs are having the vocalist sing the songs goes in game development. Like, I have no idea. Like, I know with at least English dub is like one of the last things to be done with game development, at least when it comes to like uh Japanese games coming to the West. English dub is the last thing to do. But I feel like with music, that has to be done like right in the middle of development, because you got to, or at least like if we're going like in quarters, like at least in like 3/4 of the way, songs will have to be done, right? Because at least by then a majority of the game is done. You know what's going to be happening, so you can already set the tone of what the song is, and like that, right? So I feel like that might be, it might be signs that this game, whatever it is, it could be an Alice game, it could be something completely different. We have no idea. We just know that there were rumors of Persona 4 remake. But whatever this game is, it might be done, within, let's say, by the end of 2026, if not early 2027. Just have no idea where this is going, how long it's gonna take. No idea what this game is all about. So who knows? But yeah, that is going to be it with the articles for today. So, like I said earlier in this podcast, we're gonna be jumping into the metaphor spoiler content. So if you guys don't want to be a spoiler by the talk of metaphor and all that stuff, hey, thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate you guys watching. But yeah, we're just gonna jump into the spoiler cast. So take it away, past me. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt this video real quick, but got new merch. Save the 7 shirts, sweatshirts, and hoodies are available right now at my shop. Links will be down in the description below. Get your hands on a shirt. Comes in multiple colors. And hopefully you guys can enjoy it. Feels really great. Feels really nice on the skin. And really hope you guys enjoy it. Now, back to the video. Alright. Thank you to Feature Me for transitioning us to the spoiler segment of Metaphor. And of course, we have the wonderful, awesome David Cast JRPG. Welcome back, David.
Hey, thanks for having me on again, dude. I appreciate it, especially since it's for Metaphor, Always ready to talk about Metaphor some more. And I've not been in any type of spoiler discussion for this one, if I recall correctly, so it should be fun. I have a lot to say, actually.
Yeah, like, I actually hit you up like a few days after I beat, just like, I need to talk about this with someone, just like...
Nice. Nice. I wonder if we'll share the similar thoughts, at least. We'll see.
Yeah, so we're basically gonna be talking through basically beat by beat moments of the game, majority of the stuff, and yeah, it's a spoiler cast, so if you guys haven't been in the game already, I mean, this would be a good place to end off the podcast. But hey, appreciate you guys watching. But we are gonna be going to total spoilers, so yeah, you guys been warned. No. Oh, you should have told us there sooner. It's in the title.
Yes, sir. Better be careful.
Yep. So, let's just start off overall. What is just overall, like, 1 out of 10? What do you give this game?
Oh, this game's a 10 for me. I mean, it's up there as one of the best RPGs I've ever played. It's one of the best Atlas games I've ever played as well. I'm not ready to say it's the best one yet, but it's up there. It's up there for sure. How about you?
Yeah, like if I would give this rating, I would give this like a hard like 9. There's just a couple of stuff that was just like a little irked me, but like
Oh yeah.
between like out of the games I played in 2024, this and Reload would kind of be tied for like game of the year.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Now, I do want to say briefly, a 10 for me does not mean a perfect game because I don't think a perfect game exists. So I still have, don't get me wrong, a few complaints about Metaphor for sure, but it's still an experience that I loved from start to finish, basically. So,
Yeah, like yeah, I would definitely say like, the gameplay is absolutely like top notch. Like it really combines the persona with the Shin Megami Tensei
mhm.
gameplay aspects with a little bit of, like the hack and slash a bit. It's absolutely like, a great, combination of like a culmination of a bunch of Alice's projects all together in one.
It really is. And I think that was, well, it was actually one of the goals from the team, at Studio Zero. It's composed of a bunch of devs from different branches of Atlas, and we have a good result for that. So let me just ask you one question, if you don't mind.
Yep.
Is it too much like Persona? Is it like too similar, or is it original enough? I like to hear everybody's thoughts on this.
I definitely do think like it feels more Persona than Shin Megami Tensei.
It does. That's fair.
Yeah, because I feel like the whole counter system and the archetype kind of thing is really like Persona. Uh, and but I do get like like the bond system. It reminds me of the Devil Survivor games a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the
Good
whole.
games.
Mhm. And the difficulty of a Shin Megami Tensei game. It combines like
Mhm.
a lot of them.
This game's pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's way harder than what you'll find in modern Persona games. Like you mentioned, Reload, and this thing is way harder than Reload, in my opinion.
Yeah, like there was it was basically near end game. I was again going through this blind. I was like, okay, doing the kind of last quest to do. It was the
Hmm.
whole Trial of the Dragons thing,
Oh yeah.
and by my mistake, I went to do the hardest one first, fighting the fire dragon, and it was just like, oh, I fought like him. I fought and lost like 6 times. Like, okay, I'm just gonna come back to this, and
Yeah.
then
I did the same thing actually. I don't remember if I started with this one specifically, but I remember reaching, I think there's 3 dragons, right?
yeah, there's
Okay.
the
So
one
I
to the
remember,
east, to the west, and then the last one is the south one.
right. So I remember having one in particular where I had to go back as well and then rebuild because you need a perfect, not a perfect, but you need specific moves and affinities to beat these things. It's not like just grind your way through this battle. That's not really an option here. You need specifics. So
Yeah,
at least on normal. So
yeah, I was just like, okay, I'm like even after like going after the other 2 dragons, I was like, I had enough difficulty on my first try. I'm just gonna like put it down to easy for this one thing, and then put it back up.
fair enough. Can't blame you. I don't mind that. I mean, there's a lot of elitists out there saying like, "Oh, you should never," especially in the mainline side of things, like the SMT mainline SMT community. People are not accepting that some people want to play these games on easy or something. I have no problem with that. Just play them as you want to play them.
Yeah, like I tried to stay on normal as much as I can. If
Same.
it's just like, if I'm just like literally like I was dumb enough to like not grind enough, just like okay, it's my fault I didn't grind enough, but I'm literally
Right.
near end game, so let me just
I
try
do
to
the
make it
same
easy.
thing. Because the normal is the way the game was intended to play generally. So by the devs, which is why I always try to do that. But for certain battles, I mean, come on, in these games like the super bosses and stuff, there's no problem playing them on a lower difficulty, in my opinion.
Yeah. So were you able to like do like every quest, or was there like a couple that you weren't able to do? Because I
Oh no,
was
I
able
did the
to,
whole thing. Yeah, I
alright,
did the whole thing. Yep.
as
I
well
played.
as getting all the bonds.
I don't. Did I get? Yes, I got all the bonds to max level. Yes, I did. There's one thing that I didn't do though. The thing is, I beat this game. I think it was early December that I beat it because when it released, I don't have a lot of gaming time. I think I remember telling you that when you first got me on your show.
Mm-hmm.
So when Metaphor came out, I just dropped everything, and I played Metaphor to completion. And I think I got it done by the early December. But I don't remember what. There's one little thing that I remember. I don't have the platinum. On PlayStation, I don't have the platinum. There's a few things that I still had to do.
Yeah, like when I like got, I was very close, like to not getting everyone. It was like down to like the last week or so
Hmm.
before going into the final dungeon. Just like, okay, like I have to get this done. And I was just like, okay, I did it somehow. Because I thought
Yeah.
like,
Well.
oh, with all the quests and stuff, like, oh, I wasn't
Yep.
gonna be able to do it, and the stats getting up there was like, oh no, I might not be able to get it done in time.
You know, that's the thing with these games. I'll do the same thing whenever Persona 6 releases. Bonds and social links are more interesting than the side quest generally. Metaphor has great side quests, but generally that's my opinion on it. So, I generally focus the bonds and social links before I do everything else. So on a certain day, if I have to choose between doing a quest or a certain bond, if this certain bond that I really want to experience is available, I'll go for that first. Which is why I generally max out my bonds.
Yeah, and
You said a few things that reminded me. So one of the things that I didn't do is some of the trophies that I could unlock were had to be done before a certain date. Like I think it was cooking with the oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. What's her name? The little girl.
Maria.
Yes, Marie. I had to cook with her, and that had to be done before a certain day. I missed that. I missed some of the duels between the other person in the race for the throne. So you had to go to certain towns at certain moments to have this debate on stand with other candidates, which I thought was really cool. I missed a few of these. So there's a couple of things that I didn't do. So I'll go back at some point. I'm hoping it releases on Switch too, so I can like 100% the whole thing.
Yeah, like because like I was just like there was like certain ones I was just like, when are we gonna face these like candidates? Because I feel like that was one of like the low kind of negatives I have with games. Just like we don't have enough time with the other candidates.
I agree. That's a really good point. Especially some of these are really interesting. Like they only have a few interactions with the main team, but whenever they're on screen, they're really interesting. I suck with names, but have a few faces in mind right now.
Yeah, like what I remember is like uh Goddard was the one who's just like, oh, screw the young, screw the old. It's all about like the middle age kind of thing. Rudolph is like the whole like kind of all in black with the red kind of guy.
Yeah.
Jin, the whole is the big guy who's trying like, oh hey, this guy is cool, right? Until he's not
Yeah.
bad, like, oh no, he's bad. Oh, yeah. And then
Oh,
I
good
forgot
game.
the beauty guy. That guy.
Well, they're all great and they all lack screen time, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I was just thinking to myself, like, if they were to do like, would they do something like Persona 5 Royal Gold, and like if they do like an enhanced version of this, where they be able to give more focus to the candidates, because that was a big focus. Just like, hey, you get to go against
Hmm.
these candidates, but they don't really have that much screen time. So like, okay, why we care about them when we're going after Louise?
Good point. Really good point.
Yeah. So with that, let's start to go, through the game, bit by bit. So obviously we saw off, going to the kingdom of Ecronia, and we saw off being main character guy, and I thought, like that this was, interesting way to start with, we're going into this kingdom, don't really know who we are at first, just hey, we're just going here to save the prince however way we can. and just going to this just giant area and just nothing. That was like, oh, this is not your usual Alice game. we don't really
It's not.
kind of start like that.
Yeah. The start of this game is cool. I think they really set the mood early on in a good way. I liked it a lot, the way that they approached it. You know, how you meet with the other party members, with Troll at the beginning, and then Olkenberg a little after, and then it all comes together with this antagonist that you all meet and hate for different reasons. It's cool. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, so like we get to, be part of the army for a little bit and
Hmm.
just we meet with Grease, what's his name?
Yep.
It
Yep.
really sucks that, he doesn't have that much screen time, but I understand his abhorrence, his death was important to basically
It was.
bring us
Hmm.
to where we end. And just like just seeing like I was covering some of the merchandises in the last episode. They put Grease here, just like, oh, this is
Yeah.
funny. He's barely in the game for a few hours. But
I was not expecting that at all, too. So when I had the chance to play this game early for a preview, I was able to play it like before his death happens. You know, I
hmm
played it until you are in a mine at the beginning, the mine section of the game.
yeah,
So it's before the attempt on Lewis, and I had no idea. Like it really shocked me when I played it for the first time. I was like, oh wow, okay, so they really killed him. And I was like from August through October from launch, thinking that he would be like a party member. It really caught me off guard.
I mean he's on the cover. He has to be important, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So going from there, just like the whole just like the whole power of like the king's magic just protecting like the big people in the competition, that was just like a real kind of like, oh, so that's how they're doing it. For like, oh, you can't just kill them right at the start. You actually have to face them in a one-on-one or a confirmed duel against each other. It's like, oh, that's really interesting. Like you can't just assassinate them.
Yeah, I thought that was an original idea, and it was a great way to make this work. This whole race for the throne concept. Like when they first showed it in, I think it was the Royal Tournament trailer that they dropped before anyone had the chance to play it, and I was like, wow, this is an original concept. I'm here for it. Like bring some sort of politics into it. I'm here for it. It's gonna make this story very different than what we have in mainline and in Persona. I think they did a good job, but I was curious about how they would make it feasible. Like generally, these games have like immense powers and people that are overpowered, like a Lewis, for example. So I was like, someone's gonna just die in this competition. It's not gonna make sense. The king's magic was the answer that I was lacking. You know.
Yeah, just like, oh, if anyone can just kill each other, then just kill the guy who's in first, and that's easy, right?
Pretty much, just stab him, which was what they try to do.
Yeah, so going on from there, we basically have Stroll, Hulkenberg, and ourselves with Galka. How do you think, well, like, with these, basically four party members together, just like, how do you think, like, do you, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, how do you think, like, our first party members is compared to, like other starting party members, like,
I
in
think
Persona?
that's a good question. I think the synergy is really good here with these four. Like they are awesome. I love all of them so much. Um, I think Stroll is absolutely easy. Yeah, I think he's my other than the protagonist because since we have a voice protagonist, he's so inoffensive, and him being an elder and everything. I think Stroll is my favorite party member outside of the rest of the first few at least. Which
Yeah.
I like all the party members, but the first four that you have is really, really good, in my opinion. I was not expecting Heismay to be a party member either, with how he starts as this bounty and this big criminal and big enemy, but then he becomes your fourth party member.
Yeah. Yeah, like
Mm.
with how like people like described him when we were going towards this whole event, just like, oh, he's just this big hulking guy in armor. Just like, oh no, he's a cute little guy with big ears.
Yeah.
Like, ah.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was not expecting that voice to come out of him. Like, I thought he was gonna be like, oh, it's a cutie voice. Like, oh no, this is a grown man.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. The voice is absolutely crazy. I'm here for it though. Like what does he say in battle? Like he always has these awesome lines. Like do you remember what he says? Like his lines in battle. There's a bunch of lines that I'm like, oh, this is great. Like, oh, power of king and stuff like that. You know?
Yeah, there's a lot like,
He's
oh,
great.
power of a thief or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
And the just the bond with him is also really great. And there's emotional moments and stuff. He's great. I love that. He's my great character.
yeah, I think like with all the bonds with all the party members, I think like it's either his or Heisme or Stroll's that are like one of my favorites bonds.
Yeah.
Like T2 experience.
Oh yeah, Stroll is great too.
Yeah.
He really evolves as a character too from start to finish, which is one thing that I am looking for in character developments in my RPGs.
Yeah, he started off kind of like a cocky guy, a little bit, who's just like, hey, I'm an old man. You guys should let me do this. To like, hey, I'm doing this for my family, trying to rebuild my city. If any guys can help, that'd be really great. Just like he
Yep.
really cares about like everyone and all that.
And the way that he backs the protagonists up at the beginning, that's really awesome. Like when you become a knight and everything, everyone's bullying you because you're an elder. He really he was impactful early on, and that really clicked with me.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Just awesome overall. So yeah, so going after that, like going to like the city, I think it was called Martira, and with Bard and the queen at the time.
This is cool. This is one of the great sections of the story, in my opinion.
Yeah, like it was definitely like a wild experience just to see like kind of like one of these like huge humans besides, you know, the one that we saw at the tower. Just like how like these humans can come in different sizes, different appearances, and just like when we first go through like the dungeon, it's just like all in shadows. Just like, ooh, I wonder what this guy's look like. It's pretty big, sounds really weird, but like, ooh, I wonder what's gonna be like. And haven't you like tried to fight it like when it first appeared, or did you try to avoid it?
I avoided him, if I'm not mistaken.
Like I tried to fight, just like, I mean, they're giving us the
Out of
option to
curiosity.
fight, like, so that means it's possible.
Yeah, everything's possible. I'm sure someone did it out there.
Like maybe it's better like in a New Game Plus playthrough when you have like all the better stats and archetypes available.
For
But
sure.
first time going through, just like, I'm getting my butt kicked, but better stay back.
Yep.
Yeah, but going through that dungeon, finding out that the queen lost her kid, and essentially the whole human is the thing that she's been feeding these children of the village to. I was like, oh no, like I thought you were good. I thought you,
Yep.
oh, but just like,
This really shocked me. I like what they did. This
Yeah.
section of the game, the gameplay wise too. The sections where this baby thing is chasing you around in the sewers underneath the town. This was this was great, man. I was like freaked out. I was like, this is creepy. This is cool. I'm here for it.
yeah, it's just it's again like a very few, we very barely see like, you know, kind of creepy stuff like that. I feel like the last time we seen that is just like something with like Catherine with all the like monster
Yeah.
designs there.
Yeah, that's a good point. Now that you mention it.
Yeah, so like kind of seeing that like within metaphor is just like really great, and like their inspiration from like I forgot the artist's name, but it's just like that it's great inspiration for the human designs to it.
Yep.
And like when we meet up with the queen, and it's just like Heisman just like, hey, I understand what it's like losing a child, but you don't have to feed the village
Yep.
kids to this monster human baby.
Yeah. Yeah. This is it all clicked, you know? There was a reason why Heisme is this party member for this section of the game. There's just good writing. I mean, that's how it is. The game is well written. Great story.
Yeah, like that. That's how you try to like. It's just kind of some like, with the Persona 5. Like you have the party member who relates back to the villain. They have this little bit connection, if barely little connection, and then like I understand the wrongs of my doing. So with that, after hey, you're not gonna be queen anymore. We're gonna give it to Barton, and Barton's a really cool guy. Kind of feel like
Yeah. He grew on me. I didn't think I would like him that much when I first saw him. I was like, oh, I thought he's a little bit of a coward, you know, a little too calm and unspecial, I guess would be the word for my liking. But he really grew on me, and I think his bond is great. The way that he like captures the heart of even the people that were working against him to be like the leader of the town. So no, I think they did a good job with him.
yeah, like I thought Barton was a little bit boring. Just
Oh, you
like
did. Fair enough.
yeah, just like I think it's just the design of him. I feel like he looks like too much of a square. Like just like, but like he overall like he is a good leader. He tries to listen to the people, and then his whole thing is like, okay, we listen to the people, we relay that to the king, so we all have like this kind of line of communication, and that's really good.
Yep, for sure.
So after that, we go to the Alticia, I believe that's the name of it. Basically the water area next to the bay, and that is where we get to see more of the more of the candidates walking around, like Loveless, Jen, all the other candidates, and we also see Louise there. He's gonna be there, as well as Juna, who we've seen earlier, but we didn't really know much, and also the other two lackeys of Louise, Fidelio and Basilio.
Yep.
And this was, I feel like this was kind of, at least to me, a little bit forgettable, because just like not much happens. It's just well, we tried to have a plan to get to be part of Louise's crew, while this guy's just like, yeah, we're just gonna backstab him whenever's the best chance. So we board his ship, look around, try to see, okay, if Louise was the one who did this whole thing, we gotta find the book of the spell that he did the king with. So while he's distracted with some of the party members, we're looking around the ship, and then we find Juna's there, searching his quarters, just like, what are you doing here? And then she's like, oh, what are you doing here? She's like, I got lost, something like that. And then turns out, oh, hey, Juna's one of the spies that Grease told us about almost 30 hours before. And I was like, oh, he told us about that?
Yeah, just a little 30 hours before.
Yeah, but I was surprised, like, oh, okay, you're part of you're a good guy then. Okay, cool. Let's try to get out of here. Yeah. So let's try to get out of here as fast as we can. And then we just see Zorba here, who, no, not Zorba, Zorba.
Purple hair, dude.
Yeah, Zorba was the guy who died at the beginning with the first human, but he was
I don't
another
remember the
of
name.
Louise's lackeys,
Right.
and
Hmm.
basically he just tries to attack us. But hey, Juna's there, and she awakens to her archetype, which is, I think that's actually my favorite archetype line. Just the
Oh,
mass,
really?
yeah, the mass dancer. I think is my favorite one because just the ability of having to get to heal MP and HP at the same time. Just like, okay, cool.
Mm. I didn't use that archetype that much, to be honest. I understood the appeal, and I was like, let me get back to this later on. And I kind of never really did. I used the archetype a little bit, but not that much.
Yeah, just like I kind of give like each party members, like, besides their starting one, just like, okay, Stroll, you're gonna be the slasher, Heismay, you're gonna be our debuffer, and like going so forth. So like,
Hmm.
I'm just gonna give Juna this just overall mage power, and I'll have I'll use the mass dancer just, you know, as healer and stuff like that.
That's
So
totally fair. But I like the character. I like Juna as a whole. I think she was great. I think I was also looking at her like, oh, okay, she's just another one of, Luis's lackeys, as you said, and she's just gonna cause trouble and everything. I was not expecting her to turn around on him, especially not the way that you encounter her, like in the ship, as you
yeah,
described. I was not expecting that.
yeah, I was just like, oh, she's. I thought she was gonna be like, oh, she's just the girl of the evil group. She's like, she's not gonna do anything. Like, oh no, she's useful. She's like kind of like has this kind of not sinister, but like has this like kind of sharp mind of like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I'm just I'm playing to backstab you whenever you least expected, and uh, and when she like confronts the guy on the ship, just like, oh no, you are gonna get it now, and
Yep.
we get to see, you know, the another result of the king's magic of him trying to attack us, and he dies. Yay! And we get to meet back up with Louise, and he's basically saying, oh yeah, you can be part of our team, but Fidelio and Basilio are gonna be following you to basically be bodyguards for Juna, essentially.
Pretty much, and kind of like keeping an eye on us.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, I was thinking to myself, oh, we can't do some stuff with them around. Oh, we can't teleport. We can't let them know that we can teleport around.
Mm-hmm.
So going from there, we start going to Etria. And not like that was the best town name just because it's named after like Etrian Odyssey.
Oh my God, I didn't catch that.
I,
Did he explicitly said that?
like the town, no, but I was like Etria, just like that's Etrian Odyssey, isn't it? I was
Makes
like,
sense. I mean, oh wow, I didn't get it. But there's the teleport thing that is called after, was it Ariane's Tread or something, which is from Etrian Odyssey.
that I didn't know.
It's an item that you can use to teleport from outside the dungeons, and that it's the same name as in Etrian Odyssey, and the description of the item is like once found in a labyrinth or something. It's a clear Easter egg to Etrian Odyssey.
All right,
I'll try to find it.
all right.
Or you can keep going though. I don't want to
Yeah.
interrupt.
So as we continue on, we our gauntlet runner guy, Neuros, he's really awesome. He's one of my favorite, you know, non-player party character. I just love his attitude and all that. And he brings us over to the Etria, Etria, but along the way, get attacked by a Kraken human. And you know, everyone's trying to, you know, protect the ship. Fidelio got hit by the human, so he got put into out of commission for a bit. But while we're there, we meet up with Yufa in a spring. Just like, okay, wasn't expecting that, but okay. Continuing on, just like we get trapped. We see Balin, who is the town's crier, and just like, oh, hi there.
Oh, he's so great. He's one of the best characters in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna be an annoying character, just like, oh, I am the announcer. You will be annoyed by my voice. But then he actually has a character. And just like, oh, great, you're not actually annoying.
Kind of wish they did a little more with him. Like, imagine if near the end of the game, like, he's really involved with this
Yeah.
whole thing. Like, he follows you around in the important locations and stuff, so he knows what's going on. I kind of wish he would have woken to an archetype himself and became a party member. That would have been crazy.
Yeah, I actually thought he was gonna get a bond later on, because while I was playing, just like, okay, well, there was one bond missing. Who is that guy? Is it gonna be Balin? Just like, oh, maybe.
That was a must, man. In my opinion, like what you just said, that was the minimum. They should have done minimum this with it. Oh well.
Yeah. But as we continue through going through Etria or the Virga Islands, we know that we gotta rescue Yufa because she's planning to sacrifice herself for the island's dragon god. So as we go through the dungeon, and not like that's like one of my favorite dungeons. I love like how it's just like, oh, you look at the ceiling to make sure you're going through the right path and all that stuff. That was like kind of interesting, dungeon design, and pretty awesome. But as we go through there, we meet Yufa, and said, hey, we have to get the scepter. Gotta go down deeper into the dragon dungeon. And as we go deeper into the dungeon, basically get transported into a post-apocalyptic Shinjuku. I was just like, wait, what? Excuse me, what? How are we in Shinjuku? How did this happen? So just like, and we get to see their reactions to like, what is this metal carriage? Oh, do people actually use this stuff? Oh, and there's a bunch of items on the ground that you find, just like, oh, what is this round circular thing with a hole in the middle? Oh, it's reflective, like, and just like, oh, CD player and stapler and notes, post-its, just like, it's just hilarious how they react to our modern stuff. It's just like, huh, this is ancient technology, when their stuff is ancient to us.
Yeah, for sure. No, they did a great job with that part of the game too.
Yeah, and like, it really wanted me to wonder, like, will there be like a moment where we get to see what happens to it, or how our world turned to this desolate land? And we do. There's a bunch of wall paintings showing that,
Explaining everything.
Yeah, explaining there's like dragons, and like basically we tried to harness this kind of magical power, but it didn't really turn out that well, and basically this world got destroyed, and Uchronia came to exist after that. So then after that, we go further down, we get to fight the dragon, and it was a really fun fight. The dragon had a human riding on top of it, just like, oh, okay, that's not good. We defeat the dragon. The dragon's power gets sucked into the scepter, or the staff, and then the human goes on to attack the village. We defeat the village. I mean, not the village, oh no. We defeat the human there, and found out that Basilio and Fidelio helped out the people of the village when they said, oh, the strong lives and the weak, dies. But hey, they helped out the weak, so they might have a change of heart, so maybe. So after that, Yufa gets be part of our party. Really great. She's really strong as a party member, just being a summoner. But like the downside is just she's so much MP. Like I don't care, just like strong, use a lot of attack, much damage.
Yeah, her default moves that she has with the summoner class at first are indeed really, really consuming. I used that class pretty early with my protagonist, if I'm not mistaken, because I had a mage build. So, yeah, it worked well with me, with my protagonist.
Yeah, like I don't know why with me, I was never focused on one build throughout. I was just like, I'm trying to get every like archetype going on.
Same.
Just like, oh, which one do I focus on now?
Yeah, I mean this was my strategy too. Like there is one what's the name? I don't remember exactly the name, but there is one achievement as well, which is like max out all archetypes to level 20 is max level, I think, with your
Yeah,
protagonist. That's a lot. And
yeah,
I constantly kept switching the archetype that I was using with my protagonist, and I was still missing like a good 10 to 15 archetypes that weren't maxed near the end of the game.
yeah. I was just like, basically near the end of the game, like basically the areas right before you fight the final boss was just like I'm just grinding as much as I can. Because I was just like, I'm so in love, I gotta fight these guys.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, so after we saved the village, we went to Altarberry, which is where we basically try to get rid of Louise. He's down in an opera house with Yufa singing. We gonna try to assassinate him from above using the power of the dragon staff, the Draconia, I think it was called, because it has the power to nullify the king's magic. And it was just like, oh, if that's possible, we might win this. And I was like, during the moment where we tried to go to do the assassination, I was just like, don't mess up. Don't mess up. You gotta do this. And went ahead just like, yes, he did it. He did it. We're done with the game, right? No, it's not that easy, right? So it's just like, hey, I'm alive. You might weaken me, but I'm still here. So
This was one of my favorite moments in the game, if not my favorite. Like I believed it. This attempt at Lewis, I believed it. I believed it was a thing, and I was like, okay, so the Sanctifex is going to be the real antagonist. I was
yeah,
bummed out because I was like, Lewis is so awesome. He's such a good antagonist. I was like, oh well. I
yeah,
was not expecting this, so they shot me, so I'll give him points for that, but they killed off a character that I was enjoying. So when he came back, I was like, oh, of course, I should have seen this coming.
yeah. Just and just right before that scene, like it was basically we had to bring the staff to the Sand Effects, and behind him there was just like a whole bunch of items that was like from other Alice series. Like there was the mask from Strange Journey in SMT4, and the piggy bank from 5, but I couldn't see the other items. I was just like, where is it? Went by too fast. So
Where's that again? Did you say that you saw that?
it was basically the stage where like the sacred items that we had to bring to the opera house. It was
Oh yeah.
yeah, it was behind the Sand Effects foreign. I saw the mask and the piggy bank, but I didn't see the other items that was on like his
Oh yeah.
right side.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, that was again like a cool. Hey, here's references to our other Alice series. Did you catch
Yes,
that?
sir.
Huh?
Good games too.
So yeah, found after the assassination, went back down, say, hey, we killed him, and yep, that's what happened. And following day, found out that hey, Louise is alive because the guy that we killed off in the first human fight, well, not first human fight, but in the church, hey, he's alive and he looks worse than ever. And he revived Louise. And I believe that is where Borden also dies. I think that's where it was.
Yes.
Yeah. So just like, hey, I'm still your bad guy. You can't kill me, not yet. So after that, the church says we need a new representative for our church. Hey you, Rella, you're the sister of one of the party members, right? Why don't you be there? And it's like, oh, okay. And I was like, oh no, Rella, not you. So Rella comes up and be like, hey, yep, I'm the representative, and everyone loves her, yay! And we found out that she's the one who caused the curse on the prince. It's just like, oh no.
Yeah.
Why?
Now that you like go through all these main events for this game, you're kind of making me realize how many times they shocked me. Like this was also like, oh really, she did? I was like shocked once again. They really had great plot twists in this one.
Yeah. So after we beat Rella and but before that, Louise decided to attack us, and Fidelio decides to push us out of the way. He took the hit for us. He unfortunately dies. After that, we get the best reveal that Basilio is our final party member, and I was hyped because that was so unexpected. I did not see that coming. And that was just
I
like,
think I think he was a good character for sure. And his class is good.
yeah.
Different style and everything. I was not a fan of the what's his name? The other one. The younger brother.
Well, he's the older brother, Fidelio.
Fidelio, he's older brother. Sorry, he's the smaller one. That's what I
Yeah.
meant. Yeah, I was not a fan of his like attitude and everything, and it's kind of annoying a little bit. But then with the bond that you have with Basilio, of course he grew on me. I was like, okay, well, he's not that bad after all.
Yeah. Yeah, his whole thing is just like, I'm still with Louise. The strong will survive, the weak will perish. And just like,
Yeah.
maybe the weak don't need to die. Oh, maybe
Yeah.
the weak needs to be protected by the strong. You know, Louise, you're wrong.
Maybe you were the weak beforehand, dude. Look at a mirror.
Yeah, so like that was like my favorite like part member reveal like out of all of it. Just like it was just unexpected to see that happen. Just like I popped off. Just like, yo. So yeah.
Oh, he didn't disappoint either. So
No. So yeah, after that we defeated Rella. With Rella gone, the curse is now lifted off the prince. So
Yep.
we head back to the main town, Grand Trad, and we decide to say, hey, our protag here, yeah, he's the prince, and you guys should hail the prince. No, actually, that was back in Altaberry, so or the town we were at. So we decided now to there. We go back to the main town just to meet with Louise once more to have one quote-unquote final clash to, hey, we're the king, we're the prince, we're the rightful owner for the crown. Just like, Louise, no, I'll reveal everyone the truth about you. You are actually a human. She's like, well, what do you mean? We're not human. I'm not a human. I don't look like that gross sect thing. No, not a humankind. And then just uses magic to make us turn into a giant dark purpley thing. And we lose everyone's votes, and we have to now go to the village of the Elder. At the village of the Elder, Luis's guy just like tries to trash the village, and he kills the prince, unfortunately. And I'm just, we did all this for nothing. So when we get down to the village and see the prince, hey, yeah, the prince is not really dead, so to speak, but you're the prince. No, you are legit the prince because you are the will of him, main manifest, and boom, put you two together. You are now the prince, fully and truly, and you unlock the prince archetype. Yay! And that was.
What did you think of this moment? Let me just ask.
I thought that was an interesting reveal. I just kind of thought that the prince should have been more active in it. Just like after he's been awake, we should at least heard something from him. But I thought it was a pretty awesome like kind of revelation that we were actually the prince the entire time. And people did say like we looked similar to the prince. Just like, I mean, we're from the same village, so maybe there was some coincidence there. But overall, I liked it.
Okay, fair enough. I thought it was really interesting as well. I mean, kind of unexpected too. Not as much as previous things, that happened. I was like, for some reason, I have a feeling that there's going to be a bigger link between the prince and the protagonist. Maybe I was not expecting for the protagonist himself to be the prince, but I was expecting for something to be unveiled that isn't, the prince being a friend of the protagonist, which is what they wanted us to believe at first.
Yeah, like, we have these memories of being with the prince and all this. So like, no. you're just the prince, fully fool. So yeah, after that, we had inklings. We were told that, Louise? I think he might have came from this village. But like, how? He doesn't look like anyone from the village, and he has horns.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So after that, we went back to the town. Everyone hates us, but hey, we tried to. Everyone's hopes like, no, it's alright. But after that, Louise goes to the castle, just be like, hey, I'm taking the throne. I'm still first place up until whatever. So, we go into the castle. We fight off all these humans. No, wait, I think it was revealed sooner that, Louise wants to make everyone into humans, or at least whoever is not strong enough will become humans, and then the strong will thrive or whatever. So we go into the castle and fight off all these humans in there and destroy these crystals where we hear, hey, where we need to, get our protagonist support because, hey, he's the real good guy here. Mm-hmm. So after that, continue on up, we see Louise, and he doesn't have his horns. Yeah, he's actually an Elder. He's from the Elder village, so yeah, that's the truth of it all. He's not really I forgot Stroll's race's name. I keep on forgetting like them. But yeah, he's an Elder.
There's a lot of names and tribes and races and towns to remember in this one. So I'm not blaming you at all here. You're good.
Yeah. And also, the Elders were originally the humans from Japan, from Earth. So the name Elder was originally Elder Humans or Elder Ones. So yeah, we were really playing as an actual human person this entire time. And Louise is just faking this entire time, like he always has been, lying to everyone that, hey, he's actually a human. That's why he knows all this power and, like, has these magic powers, because he's from the Elder Village. So, continuing on, just like, yeah, guys, the strong has to survive. It's no other way. Yeah, if you guys want to find me, just find me up there. So, we go up to the castle in the sky and fight through the maglev force that's all the way up there, and the Fallen Dungeon is like absolutely like one of the best looking areas. Just like all this chaos and destruction there, and just seeing all these humans like all around, just like, ooh, yeah, y'all are creepy, and good experience, but we got to defeat you. So as we go up there, we see Louise. We fought him in his first form. Well, first form fighting him.
Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth,
Yeah.
seventh. Never ends.
Yeah, like
I have to be honest, if you'll allow me.
yeah.
It was a little too much for me near the end. Like, I was ready for it to end. I thought they really dragged it on for too long, and they kind of lost my interest again in a gameplay sense. Story wise, it was fine, but like fighting him and fighting him and fighting him over and over again after refighting all the humans too, right? It's all the same humans that you fought through your adventure. You fight them all again. And then you fight Lewis 10 times. it was in that sense it let me down a little bit near the end. I was like, honestly, I was talking to I don't know if you've heard of him before, King Narukami 45. He's another Atlas content creator.
Yeah, you've seen him a bunch on Twitter.
Right, exactly. So I talk with him all the time, and when we finished the game, I remember messaging him, and I was like, man, honestly, I think there's around 3 to 5 hours too much near the end that they could have caught, in my opinion. What's your opinion on this, though? I'm curious to hear.
So I think the main issue was like I didn't mind the fighting. It was just that I was running out of MP, and I had no way to recover. Like fighting, like we fought Louise in human form, then later on fight him like in the human upgrade version. He still looks like himself, but he has major like wings and all that stuff. And I thought like, oh, that kind of reminds me of Yaldabaoth a bit, just like how it kind of looks like. And then after that, we get to we die from Louise didn't kill us. We technically kill ourselves because Louise tried to use that human magic on us. So we just whip out our own heart, die. But before we die, Moore, who's basically our kind of like Velvet Room attendant, if that's the closest, comparison for anyone who hasn't played it. And he's like, hey, I saved you. Do you wanna be in the real world? Because, you're in a fictional world. And it's like, wait, what? Like, no, I don't want to be in a fictional world. And I thought at that point, like, oh no, I got the wrong ending. Because it was like, it felt so abrupt that he just came in like, I'm gonna fight you. And just like, oh no, how do I get the wrong ending? But no, it's a fake out. If you win, you get to continue on with the game. And Moore tells you, oh yeah, I am actually a part of the king. And that was just put into this area for safekeeping. Just, I have no idea how did it happen, but hey, I'm part of the king. And I believe it didn't say outright explicitly, but I believe the mysterious voice that you hear throughout the entire game is your mother, I believe, or the queen of the elders.
Yes.
So yeah, that was revealed. Even though I feel like kind of like, oh, if that's the voice we've been hearing, like it has to be someone familiar, because it's just like we're hearing all the time, and like you have to be someone we either know or is related to someone we know. So like, oh, it's a queen. Okay. So after we defeat Moore and that, we go and fight Louise for 2 phases after he becomes this whole. It's 2 phases, 3. I think it's 2 phases. One is where he kind of reminds me of like another boss. I feel like from Persona 5, but like, or like someone else. But like, I really love that form. Just like he has these 3 faces with 2 of the eyes connected to the 2 other faces. And it's just like, oh, okay, that's the kind of cool design. And it was a bit of annoying because one faces debuffs, one faces buffs, and all of them can like sacrifice a certain race to like regain strength. It's like, oh god, that was so annoying. And then after that, we fight the final boss of Louise, where his face appears out of the middle of the 3 phases. It's like, oh, okay, that's definitely weird. And I'm not sure if you checked out like the analysis screen, but his body is connected to his actual ship of the game. So like the Chardishers or something like that. It's like, oh, okay. And we defeat Louise, yay! And then we become the king, and we get to see a little bit of epilogue saying, oh, the good things that happens, but there's still works to be done. And then we end off with the whole party members and Maria going out to explore the other countries, yay!
Are they teasing something here?
Hmm?
Do you think they're teasing something here with this epilogue-ish type of ending?
Not gonna lie, I felt like at the end we see like part of Louise's ship. I was thinking like Louise is in there, because when we defeat Louise, we seem like we cut it in half. But I feel like there's just like I don't remember like if we seem like fully dissolved or just like cut in half and then cut to another part. But like I feel like he is alive within the remnants of the ship that we see that's lit at the end, and like he's just like in a coma or like regenerating power for like his grand revival in a featured game.
Interesting. I think one of the things that they definitely should do, could do, hopefully will do, is to kind of do some sort of sequel, or I know people don't necessarily want that, and I think it's fair. A royal version with an epilogue or a brand new, in brackets, semester, like they did with Persona 5. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
What they did with Persona 5 Royal, and put like a 15-20 hours ish epilogue where you play as the king and you make decisions and there's consequences and everything. I think that would be really sick, because they build up to that point, and I was, kind of hoping for a little more. Although I loved that scene and everything that they showed after the final dungeon and battle, I just was left a little hungry for more.
Yeah, there was a year time skip, so they could put anything within that year, just like, oh, hey, this happened. That was never mentioned after the time skip, but hey, this happened. So like that could totally possibly happen. Or I was thinking like, okay, after this event, after what happens in the game, possible sequel explores other countries that we haven't seen in the game, because just like it's Uchronia is one country, there's probably other countries that we haven't seen, so
Yeah.
could possibly do that.
They're doing more though. It's inevitable. I mean, it got RPG of the Year at the Game Awards. It broke sales records instantly, critically. It's acclaimed and everything. So yeah, nah, I think it's a given that we'll see something at least. I just hope it's something good.
Yeah.
It will be, probably.
But do you think like it will be milked as Persona 5 was, or do you think like Alice is like, we'll have like maybe 1-2 sequels and that's gonna be it? Or they're just like, yo, it prints money, bring out more.
Probably second option would be my bet. If it's successful, they'll milk it. I mean, we have 10,000 Persona 5 games at this point and more to come. So, and while it's not that type of success, it's up there. It did extremely well for them, and I think we finally have this third pillar that Sega has been talking for Atlas. Persona, SMT, and now Metaphor. Now Metaphor did better than everything SMT. In a few months, sales wise. So I think it's a given that we'll see more.
Yeah, I hope if they do a sequel, it's either following the characters but letting them grow more, or it's something like sequel but with new characters to follow. Because like that's with the Persona 5 ones, it's just like I know these characters, but they haven't grown with like the sequels or like that. So, and when Persona 5 X was announced, it's just like, oh, we're following new characters in like same world and like that, but like totally new story, new characters to follow, new growths. Like, so if they can follow at least new characters. That's my kind of hope for it.
I would be here for it, that's for sure. The one thing is, I trust the team and the devs. So whatever they do, I think we'll have something decent on our hands. And that's why Atlas is my favorite developer, because they never hardcore miss, you know? What most fans would call a modern miss for Atlas would be Soul Hackers 2, I think,
Yeah.
is a fair thing to say.
Yeah.
And I'm here for this game, man. I liked it a lot. I thought it was fine in a gameplay sense. The story was really good. A little slept on too, in my opinion. The soundtrack and visuals were average.
Absolutely. I thought like the visuals and music was really great.
Well, I'm comparing it to everything else that Atlas does because I'm a fan. I liked Soul Hackers 2 a lot, and I've been craving some of it. Like visually, the style that they went with the self-shaded and everything, I like it a lot. But what I meant is, the environments are kind of generic and not that, well, not generic, but it's repetitive. They reuse models, and it all looks very similar, which is also one of the issues that I guess you could point out with Metaphor, but not on the same scale. Like they reuse enemy models, but they just add a little thing. They change the color and stuff like that. They do a lot of that in Soul Hackers too, and that's something that people complained about a lot. Hey, don't get me wrong. I am a fan. I liked Soul Hackers 2 a lot, and when I reviewed it, I was like one of the people who was praising it a lot.
Yeah, I haven't really noticed that with Metaphor, but maybe it's just like, the rose-colored glasses I'm wearing at the time, just like, oh wow, this is brand new stuff. I can't believe I'm experiencing it for the first time. But I can kind of see with like the dungeons, stuff like that. But like overall, like it was, a really fun game, a really great, experience after, and like, a new IP after almost 10 years of development. Watching that first trailer of Project ReFantazio, and now seeing like here and now, just like, oh, I've been waiting for this, and I love it. I can't wait to see, what else new can come from it.
Yeah, same. I mean, I'm glad I was there day one when they revealed Project ReFantazio 10 years ago, and I'll be there day one whenever they do anything else for this franchise, which hopefully it's going to become a franchise.
Yeah. Oh, well, one thing I want to ask: did you prefer Hulkenberg's concept design or her current design? Because I'm still on leaning on like the concept design of
Same.
Hulkenberg.
Yeah,
I just
that's
prefer
what I was gonna say. Same. I think this naive and kind of dumb-ish aspect of her, which I like. In Metaphor, I was not getting these vibes from her with the concept art. I was getting more like, oh shit, she's there. Like she's a big deal, Those were the vibes that I was getting from the concept art. So I share your opinion.
Like I feel like if they just gave her the hair from the concept art to the modern style, I feel like it gives her like a little bit of something to it. Just like it's not just whole long flat hair, but like a little something. I'm not sure what to call it, but just like it adds something to Hulkenberg. Just like, oh, okay, like I feel like it adds like she can be a little bit of a rogue, kind of, like, oh, she can just do something at instant. But like overall, who's your favorite character like in it?
The whole game?
Yeah,
probably Lewis. I think he's a perfect antagonist. Like his dialogue, his presence, the music, the team behind him, his goals and ideology and everything. He's really, really awesome and is a well-written and well-developed character. What about you?
Yeah, like Louise is up there, as well as I want to say Stroll, Heisme, and it's either Juna or Yufa. Like those.
Interesting.
Yeah, like I definitely love like Juna's like Bond, especially when we see her like her true form. She's like, oh my god, how come we haven't seen these in any of the trailers? It was just so adorable.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are some of my favorite characters, and just
They're all
overall,
great though.
yeah, they're all great.
Hmm.
There's not a character that I hate like at all. Just probably like I like you less than the others.
Which one?
Like probably like like the characters from like the church's roundtable. We barely see any of those. Just like you're on the lesser side, because like
They
they
have too much screen time for the development and story and explanations behind these characters.
they
I
like
have to agree. Hmm.
like they didn't really do nothing. I was thinking like we're fighting like the church's roundtable, like the Illuminati. So like we're gonna be fighting them. Nope. They're
Nope,
just all talk.
they're just there. Yeah, they're all talk. Yeah, that's a great way to describe them.
Yeah. But it is a really fun game. I hope I can try to do a New Game Plus run sometime in the future, just to try to get any other trophies, because just like it's just that fun. By two other games, too many other games to play, like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Yakuza Pirate Yakuza at the moment.
Oh, you're playing Pirate Yakuza?
Yeah, I got
Oh,
it
lucky.
Friday, but started playing it yesterday.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
I'm just like too busy at the moment, so I'm not playing much, sadly. But I'm definitely playing this thing as soon as I can. And yes, I also want to beat Rebirth this year since I bought it last year, but I didn't have time to play it. So
Yeah.
we'll be playing similar games.
Yeah. But we're gonna call this metaphor spoiler talk here, because I know David, you have things to do. So I want to say
Yeah.
thank you for being here. Do you have anything up on the channel that you have in the works or having coming out soon? Let them know.
I've been playing, Persona Q Shadow of the Labyrinth for the first time for a while. I've been trying to complete this thing and I'm very close to completion. I'm working my way through my the final labyrinth, like the real final labyrinth. I don't know if you played that game, but I'm writing a script for a review as so that is I guess a future video of mine that is going to happen soonish, I hope, but nothing specific regardless. I appreciate you having me on again. It's always fun to chat with you, and I wanted to hear your thoughts on it. So, yeah, that was a fun time. Thank you for having me on, and sorry about the little time constraint here.
No, it's no problem. Again, thank you for coming out. Want to plug in your socials where they can find you. I'll try to leave them in the description as well.
Of course, I appreciate that. So you can find me on YouTube at DavidCastJRPGs for weekly RPG/Atlas content. I focus heavily on anything Atlas. My niche is Atlas news, which I like to report on every type of leak, rumors, and everything. So this week we talked about uh, Persona 4 remake, which potentially already started development, definitely early in development, but something's happening there.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the type of content that I really, really like to make. I run a podcast as well. We'll get you on at some point for sure. I am just not regular at all with my uploads of the podcast, but I have you on my list of future guests. That's for sure. If you're interested, I'd love to have you on.
Hey, I'm always
Otherwise, I'm
down.
on. Yeah, let's go. That's cool to hear. I'm also on X, Twitter, but generally just to promote my content because I think this site is a hellhole.
Yep.
And it really is. I am now on Blue Sky as well, but same thing, just to promote my content. I'm not really a social media type of person, so yeah. But that's where you can find me.
All right. Again, thank you, David, for coming out. And now I'm gonna pass over to my future self, who shall be taking us to the credits. So, yep. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.
Bye.
This episode of the Cathedral Velvet podcast is sponsored by W. W is a clean energy drink that's made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or inks like other energy drinks. There's also no filters or artificial dyes. W contains vitamins like B3, B6, C, amino acids, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. W allows you to have faster reaction times paired with laser sharp focus. They have a variety of tubs, shakers, accessories to choose from. If you want to start winning more, they made this for you. Go to the first link in the description below and use code PowerJ at checkout to save 10% on your order. That's PowerJ at checkout to save 10% on your order. Thank you for W for sponsoring this episode. Now back to the show. All right, thank you, past me. So yeah, that discussion was it was a it was a great discussion I had with David. We couldn't talk for too long because he had things to do, but it was really great. Metaphor was just a fantastic game to play through. I really hope, Alice, if you're watching this, please don't milk Metaphor like you did with Persona 5. Like it's good having one more game, if not two, to allow character development growth, to see how our character is doing. That is great. But like, don't let them do just like something like with Tactica or dancing like that. Like, don't do that. I like my story. I like story progression. I like character development. Like, or even like doing like with Persona 5X, where you have separate characters within the same world, and having following their story, something like that. Really great. But just overall, like, it's a fantastic game. I love the characters in the game. The voice cast were absolutely fantastic. The music, great. I have the entire soundtrack on my Spotify playlist, and like I'm just like banging out to it. The game looks absolutely fantastic. Like, definitely love the UI art style. Looks great, and all the human designs, great. Story, fantastic. And I just saying, I think covered in the spoiler, just having the MP recovery that needs some work. That's something that was just a bit annoying, how like you can only get like one MP recovered like per attack when you're using the Persona dancer, no, Persona summoner, or the mass dancer. Just like only one, like, come on. So having more MP recovery items would be absolutely fantastic. And the whole church roundtable, they're useless group. Come on, like they needed some more more uses within the story. They were just like, oh yeah, they're just all talk, no action. Well, like saying with the talk with David. But yeah, highly recommend you guys get the game if you haven't gotten already. Just great mix of real-time action with turn-based. It's just an overall great game, and just highly recommended. But yeah, calling it here. I know, I think like the talk took over an hour, so having a 2-hour video, it's been a while since that. So we're gonna leave it here. Do want to give a thanks to the patrons. So if the names will be scrolling across the screen now, if you guys want to get this podcast early and ad free, make sure you guys check out the podcast. Links will be down in the description below, as well as to links to all of the articles, and as well as David's socials and channel. So make sure you guys check out David's stuff whenever you guys can. And yeah, so this has been the Cathedral of Velvet podcast. Next recording, next episode. So this is gonna be a bit difficult one, because the next recording should be out the week of March 23rd. So the 26th for patrons, 27th. No, wait, no. My bad. I'm dumb at counting. No, it's gonna be the week of the 16th, March 16th. So it's gonna be available the 19th for patrons, 20th for the public. So I was thinking like, oh, well, why am I counting 3 weeks ahead? No, it's the following week. Because I was saying, oh, I'm gonna be out of town the following week, because I am. like at the end, like starting the 21st to the 24th of March, I'm gonna be out of town, but I will be able to record podcasts. We'll record it on the week of the 16th. So hey, we are good. We are good. I was panicking for no reason. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys soon on the next episode of the Cafe Podcast. I will see you guys next time. Bye.